The UK driving test has recently been updated. There are 3 major changes that we need to know. If you have your driving test coming up, you need to be prepared for these. I'm going to show you exactly what they are, how to deal with them in this video. I promise by the end, you are going to be confident and ready to go. Let's get in. So to give you a bit of context, most students will follow their Sat-nav for around half of the test. This is now changed to most people following the Sat-nav for almost a full test, which makes sense because when you drive somewhere and rely on your passenger to give you directions where you're going when you could just turn the Sat-nav on, doesn't make sense. So in my opinion, good update, but it does now mean you need to be really good at Sat-nav, not just okay. The second big update, they've massively increased the amount of test routes that now include country roads. We have gone from the odd test route having a bit of country road on to almost every test route should be driving on country roads in some shape or form. And the main reason is most young people are having accidents on country roads and they want people to be better at them. It makes sense. Good or bad, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. But what I do know is it means you now need to be really good at country roads. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know to pass your driving test with rural roads. And the third and final big update is, again, similar to country roads, they have now included far more dual carriageways on test routes. Rather than just to maybe get a dual carriageway, you are highly likely to get a dual carriageway. So I'm going to show you the key things that you need to know for your driving test with this to make sure you're really confident and ready to pass. Let's get stuck in. Okay, there are 2 types of country road. You have the big, fast, open country roads, keep up with the cars, 50, 60 miles per hour. It's the national speed limit. Then you have this type. This is also national speed limit, but we definitely don't want to be going national speed limit. Lots of people fail for going on country roads, for going too slow as well as too fast. I'm going to show you, first of all, how we identify the difference, because this is really key. First, we've got to get through this crossroad. And I can see a gap, setting that gas, and let's go. Okay, national speed limit sign in front of us. You've seen it, great. When we're trying to identify the style of country road we're on, the first thing we're looking for are there road markings? Is there a white line in the middle of the road? This particular one, there is. But lots of country roads don't have any road markings. They don't have any central white lines. And this is a dead giveaway that it's a particularly slow and dangerous style country road. You're not going to be trying to get up to national speed limit on this style of road. Is there a curb? Well, if there is, it's covered in leaves. So I'd say no, there's just a verge of some sort. That's not a good sign. That's a sign that this isn't a fast country road. Next one, how narrow is it? Now, normally if there's no white lines and no curb, it's going to be narrow. Looking at this, you can see the lorry in front. He's in the middle of the road. It's pretty narrow. Those 3 signs give you a clear idea that this isn't a fast road. It is a national speed limit road, but it's not a go national speed limit road. That's the big difference. Normally on this style of road, you're probably going to end up with lots of bends as well, which means you're not going to be able to go national speed limit. People often get confused about what the national speed limit signs mean. It doesn't mean get up to national speed. It means go whatever speed you want to that is safe for the road, but don't go too fast. It's a common sense sign. It's saying use common sense. Whatever you think is appropriate for the road, do that. Now, like you got a nice straight bit here, I can get my speed ups to around 50 miles per hour. I'm keeping up with this lorry in front. But if someone comes and it looks a bit narrow, I'm going to ease off. And if there's any bends, any major bends like that, again, I'm going to slow the car down. Why? Because it's the safest thing to do. So just to recap, major things you're looking for on a slow country road. Is there a white line? Is there a curb? Is it narrow? If any of those things are a no, then it's narrow. It's not going to be a fast country road, or not all the way. If there's a sharp bend, anything like this, you definitely aren't going to want to start trying to go national speed limit. Second type of country road. Again, identify it. Is there a curb? Yes. Is there white lines? Yes. Is it wider? Is it narrow? It's a bit wider because there's actually 2 white lines. Can we go a bit quicker? Yes. That's how you know this is a style of road that you're going to want to try and keep up with the other cars, aiming for that 50 mile per hour mark. This is the type of route, the type of road that people end up failing their driving test because they stick at 40 mile per hour all the way. Safe enough to go quicker than that, especially in parts. And then they keep building up faults until they end up failing. That's a bad day. Trust me, I've seen it many a time. Ask Nadia. passed the driving test 3rd time. She's been driving for years. Drove down this exact road going 40 miles per hour all the way. Why? Just sometimes nerves just get the better of you. It's part of it. Not a nice part. Now on this big open style of country road, as you can see, we've got the curb, we've got the white lines. Is it wide? Is it narrow? It's fairly wide. There's space on both sides. There are still bends though. Now if you start getting closer to a bend and you can't see around, if it's a blind bend, then you need to ease off. But as you get closer with this style of road, normally what you'll see is that bend ahead of us, as I get closer, it's going to follow the hedge round. I'm going to start seeing further. You see the last lamppost there on the left, and now we're seeing the bend, and you can see, keep following it round. If it keeps following it round like that, you don't really need to slow down anymore because it's showing it's opening back up. Again, looking ahead, we've got that sharp bend there, but as I get closer, it's opening up as I go round. So again, I don't need to slow down too much for it. Now, if as I'm getting closer to that bend, it doesn't open up, that's when you need to ease off big time and probably brake as well. Now, we've got a bend here. It's getting a bit close to me. You see how the bend's getting closer and closer, so I am easing off. I'm very near that brake just in case, but it is following around. It's opening up a bit, and we've opened back up, so I'm putting my foot back down, and that really is it, guys. Bend gets closer to you, slow down. Bend gets further away, go for it. Now, if you're thinking, what is a pass or a fail on your driving test? On this style of country road, normally if you're going anywhere close to 50 miles per hour, that would be fine. You wouldn't be done for going too slow. Your aim is really to just keep up with the other cars. If you're following a lorry all the way and they're going 40 miles an hour, fine, whatever. You can't do anything else. But if you've got a stack of cars behind you and you're going 40 miles per hour and there's nothing in front of you, that's when you might have a problem. So just to recap on the nice big open country roads again, is there a curb? Yes. Is there white lines in the middle of the road? Yes, there's actually 2 showing a bit of extra width. Is it a wide road? Yes, means you can get your speed up. You can almost tell on the quality of the road as well. It's freshly tarmacked, it's nicely done, it's a decent road. This is built to go a little bit quicker than that other style of road. The major tip that you need to remember for those country roads, those rural roads, is the national speed limit sign does not mean aim for national speed limit. It's not, this is the speed limit you should be going. It's, this is the maximum speed, use your common sense. The reason they put the national speed limit sign is because they're saying we can't be bothered to put a sign everywhere. It would be too expensive. Not enough people use the road to warrant spending all that money. Because apparently it's quite expensive putting a sign. I don't know. I'm not a sign potter upper. But that's the biggest confusion with people. Anytime I get a learner go on a country road for the first time, they're like, how on earth can you do 60 on this? And the answer is, you can't. It's just go whatever speed you think is safe, but don't go any faster than 60 miles per hour. And on to dual carriageways. There are 3 major parts to a dual carriageway. There's entering the dual carriageway on a slip road, just keeping up on the dual carriageway, just your normal driving, and exiting a dual carriageway on a slip road. If you can nail those 3 parts, you're sorted. Now, the biggest problem that people have normally is entering on the slip road, because it's completely different to everything else you've ever had to do in driving. Everything else you do in driving is be careful, be cautious, be slow. And then you go on the dual carriageway and it's completely the opposite. It's the opposite to the rural roads, it's the opposite to everything. It's get fast or danger. The quicker you get your speed up on those slip roads and match the speed of the cars, the less danger you're going to put yourself and everyone else in. Because if you think about it, you're entering into the road with them. You can't really stop at a slip road. You shouldn't be stopping. You should just be joining. And the easiest way to join is if you're a similar speed to the cars that are already on there. Because if you're going extra slow, someone's going to have to severely slow down to let you in, which is dangerous when there's a flow of possibly 100 cars in a row. So the safest way, get up to speed. This is what I'm going to show you. Okay, now we are entering onto a slip road. How do I know? Well, we've got 2 lanes, we've got a 50 sign, and I know what's coming up. If the 50 sign's here, what should I be doing? Getting my speed up. That's the most important part. Doesn't matter too much about when to get the signal on, just get it on, get it out of the way. And now I'm looking for space. Now you're either going to see lots of space and you're going to go, or you're going to see a vehicle. If you see a vehicle next to you, you want to adjust your speed so you can slot in behind that vehicle. Final thing, as you saw, as I'm getting close, ideally you're going to be checking your mirrors, and then you're going to check your blind spot. Just out this window, just make sure there's nothing sitting directly next to you, and then just join at whatever speed is appropriate for the situation. That's going to depend massively on the type of dual carriageway. the speed of the cars, how much traffic there is. If it's gridlocked and everyone's going 20, guess what? You're going to need to go 20. If it's massively clear, open, no one there, get your speed up, get up to the speed of whatever the road is. As you saw, the signs there were 50 miles per hour, so I should be aiming to get 50 because everyone else is going to be going 50.
The second major part with the slip roads that people often make a mistake with is they turn into the slip road. Don't. The slip road is aiming at the dual carriageway. All you have to do is follow it straight. Because we're going at such a high speed, if you turn, you're far more likely to have a hiccup, lose grip on the road, and no one else can predict what you're doing.
So normal driving on a dual carriageway just means keeping up with the car in front. Don't go extra slow. If everyone's doing 40 miles an hour, don't you go doing 20 miles an hour. If everyone's doing 60 miles an hour, try and keep up close to 60. You're aiming to be a normal driver, basically. So keep a healthy gap, but don't increase the gap. Best way to follow that is the 2-second rule. Pick an object that the car is in front, goes past, and then count how long it takes for you to get there. It should be at least 2 seconds dry. There's that sign, you ready? As he goes past the green sign, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. There you go. So I've got a 3-second time gap from the car in front. This is a healthy gap. This gap would be A-okay. Anytime you're on a road with multiple lanes, like a dual carriageways normally have 2 lanes, but not always. The left lane is always the normal driving lane. The right lane is the overtaking lane. Everyone refers to it as the fast lane because generally you should be going faster. But it's actually for overtaking, which means if you're not overtaking, it doesn't matter how fast you're going, you should be back in the normal driving lane. Now that is really important for your driving test because the examiner is going to assume that you should always be in the normal driving lane. They're not going to tell you to get in the normal driving lane because they're going to assume you know that. But if you need the overtaking lane, they will tell you. So it's always better to use a left lane. And then if you need the right lane, maybe you're turning right at a roundabout or whatever, they will say, by the way, you're going to need the right lane here. Does that make sense? So safest option, choose left. If you don't need left, if you actually need right, the examiner is going to tell you. So just like this situation, I'm in the right lane because the examiner's told me I'm turning right at the roundabout, so I've got to be in the right lane to turn right. Check my mirrors. So recap, dual carriageways. First, make sure you get your speed up on slip roads. Really important, the most important part of dual carriageways. Because if you don't, you're going to cause people to slow down or just not let you in. And if they don't let you in, it means you're going to have to stop at the end of a slip road and then you can't get your speed up. This is a situation you never want to be in. That would be scary. Best way to get better at this, practice. Practice makes perfect, same as riding a bike, swimming. Just practice with mum and dad or your driving instructor. Say, I want to practice slip roads. You can practice when it's quiet. You can find quiet slip roads. And just keep doing them until you build that confidence to do them on your own. You don't have to love them. You just have to get good enough, get confident enough to be a normal driver on them. And I keep saying normal driver because I can't tell you enough how important it is to just focus on driving normally. The examiner doesn't want you to drive like a crazy learner person who's super duper cautious, slowing everyone down. All right, there's a big difference between being cautious and just being a pain in the backside. Think about mum and dads, when someone's being ridiculously slow and different to everyone else. What do you want to do? You just want to get round them and past them as quickly as possible. Well, driving on your driving test is exactly the same. The examiner doesn't want to see this weird, really slow person. They want to see a normal driver. So just do that. Just be normal and you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, 4 main points when you're following the Sat-nav. First thing, never stare. First thing a learner does when they get in the car and they start staring at it. Problem is, they're all over the shop and I'm grabbing the wheel. Learn to not stare. You can glance, look at road, look at Sat-nav, look at road, look at Sat-nav. Half-second glances. We only ever glance when we're driving. We never stare at anything. Because if you do, okay.
Take the second exit and stay on Stone Road, A34.
If we do, we're going to be somewhere where we don't want to be. Second thing, make sure you've got the sound turned on, okay? You're going to want to practice the Sat-nav. Make sure you've got the sound because 2 senses are far better than 1. Third thing, there are a couple of places you want to look. The first one is at the top here. You want this zone here. All Sat-navs have it. It's going to tell you what's happening next. You can see it says roundabout there, straight on, and it gives you a rough distance. You also want to look at what's the name of the road.
The Stone Road.
because if you can see the name of the road,
Turn right onto Winghouse Lane.
you can often match up the name with the signposts. That's going to make life a hell of a lot easier, especially if you're in town on a primary route. Other thing is look at the blue line. This is going to give you a very good idea. If you don't know distances like 0.1 mile, what does that mean? But the blue line is going to give you a very idea. You can see you're creeping up on it and it's coming up, so it's got to be this one here. Now, something that you should be careful of is following the speed limits, because this, she's very noisy, isn't she? Speed limits on sat-navs are not always accurate. I've seen many a person fail their driving test for trying to go 60 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone because they've updated the speed limits with signs but not updated the sat-nav. So stick to the 30 mile per hour rule. If there's street lights and no street lights and no signs equals national speed limit. Apart from that, guys, you're golden. Blue line, top of sat-nav, sound, don't stare, glance, and always look at what's coming next, and you will be golden. And that is it, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Your 3 big changes that you need to get good at on the driving test. Your rural roads, identifying when it's safe to go 60 and when it's not. That's key. How to drive on dual carriageways, particularly the slip roads, getting up to speed and keeping your 2-second time gap from the cars in front. You'll nail it. And third and final, getting good without sat-nav. Don't stare. Practice makes perfect. The thing about driving is it's not like an exam at school, all right? And people sometimes get confused about it. They think they revise and watch enough TikTok that they're going to get good at driving. It doesn't work like that. You have to just practice, like riding a bike, learning to swim, those sorts of things. If you want to get good, football, you want to get good, what do? You practice and practice and practice until you're better. It's hours in, not revision. If you happen to be taking your test in Stafford or Newcastle, you can have a look at my test routes and the main hazards that you're going to get on your driving test on my website. Also an online driving course, less than 1 driving lesson, cheap as chips. That's going to help you massively pass your driving test. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It helps other people find it, and I will see you all soon. Boom!